what's up? Welcome in, everybody. Special 5 p.m. edition. We are joined here by our boy, ZaQuandre White. You see him right there. Hot boy, as I guess they call him in Gamecock Nation. We are thrilled to be joined by ZaQuandre White in this interview that is brought to you by the Garnet Trust. GarnetTrust.com is the sponsor making this interview possible. ZaQuandre, man, we appreciate you taking the time. I know you got a busy schedule. How you doing tonight?
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so obviously, let's start with Saturday night, man. We want to talk a little bit about your journey to South Carolina, big picture, stuff like that. But I feel like we got to start with Saturday. Big win for the program, big night for you. First of all, what was the energy like? I know everybody talks about you bringing the energy, but what was it like being in the stadium Saturday, running the rock? Your linemen are pumped up in front of you. It just the last 2 times y'all have been at Williams-Brice Stadium, it seemed like it's been pretty special. What's that been like for you, man?
I feel like we just have an advantage when we play at home. Everybody come together. I feel like a little bit more, under the lights, Williams-Brice Stadium. Just the energy throughout that game. We just knew it was gonna be a physical game. Coach told us that all week is gonna be very physical. We were just amped up. You got the offensive coordinator that was here last year. He was at Auburn, so it was just a little stuff that had us amped.
So a little bit extra going into this game, maybe. Tell us about your performance in the game. Coach Beamer mentioned that as you guys settled into the game, you really concentrated on 2 runs, right, with the counter and the duo. Tell us what you were seeing out there. You obviously had some big runs where you kept pushing the pile. You had some big open field runs. What were you seeing out there that led to some of those big runs on Saturday night?
Really, with all my big runs, I had to just get a credit to my offensive linemen. They just came out there, they was just giving a push. Like you said, we're running the same 2 plays, so just my linemen just doing their job and just making everything work for me.
Yeah, Coach mentioned that duo play. I know it looks like it looks kind of like an inside zone, but I guess it's not technically an inside zone. What is it about that play that maybe fits your running style, man? It seemed like they were sort of all crashing inside, and you were bouncing that thing outside and finding some daylight. What were you like actually seeing when you were hitting the hole on Saturday?
Really, I just see anything I could see. I just seen green grass. So I was really just trying to just get any yardage I could. So, like I say, I don't want to get too much of the scheme of the play, but that
Yeah.
play just designed to – it's just a downhill play. It's designed to go downhill or bounce outside. So
to that end, in terms of what you're seeing in your running style, a lot of Gamecock fans have tried to come up with a comparison for your running style. Is there anybody that you've watched in college or the pro level that you've really tried to model your game after, or any favorite running backs that you have that you tried to take some stuff from?
I don't have any favorites, but I try to implement my game a little bit as like Le'Veon Bell or Tavon Austin, just those type of guys.
Is that kind of where that patience comes from? It seems like you're explosive, but you also sort of, it's like you've got a little extra patience, I feel like, compared to a lot of backs.
Yeah, I just try to let it develop, because sometimes if the defensive lineman heads that way, he's going to snag, release it, and want you to go the other way. So sometimes you just got to play it and go that way, but then come back out the same way,
Yeah, you mentioned Mike Bobo. I know that we didn't mention him by name, but you mentioned Auburn's OC was here before. And then I know I saw Jabari Ellis had a little tweet about Bobo after the game. What was there? I don't know how much detail you want to go into, but was there a little bit of edge just competing, knowing that he was on the other sideline or in the other booth, I guess?
Well, I'll give you a quick little story. So pregame, we like warming up out on the field. Everybody's getting, warmed up. And I guess he sees me. And when he sees me, he tells me to come over there. I'm like, "What's up, coach? How you doing? Woo, woo, woo." And the first thing he says is, "Did you take your crazy pill today?" And when he said it, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what he meant by it, but that really gave me a little chip on my shoulder the whole game to, do what I had to do.
Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting story for sure.
Yeah.
So let me take that in a positive manner, right? Because we mentioned your energy, that you play with. Where does that come from? Like, is that just a love for the game? Are you really energetic and that positive, like with just everything you do? Or, we always see you. We talked about it last season. We talked about it this season. You're always firing up your teammates, even when you're not in the game. Big runs, you're really showing out, being demonstrative and everything. Where does that come from?
It just comes from, just being counted out, just being at the bottom, just coming in college as a freshman at Florida State, not being able to play. Then the next year, a position change. Then the next year, junior college. And then the next year, coming to South Carolina, not being able to play. So it just comes with day-to-day just knowing, like, I had my back against the wall. A lot of people weren't there for me. So every day at practice, I'm going to go the same way I go in the game. So it just, when the game comes, it's just natural.
Let's go back to when you first got to South Carolina and kind of your journey, JUCO ball. You probably don't even remember this. I actually interviewed you on the phone when I think you were literally driving to Columbia or getting ready to come to Columbia.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and you sounded as happy and as excited and just as like humble, just all the words, man. Like you were ready to get here and ready for that next step. Then, like you said, you didn't play, I'm sure, as much as you wanted to last year. What has that been like to just kind of keep battling through it, stay the course, and then you're seeing it obviously pay off a good bit this season, man?
Yeah. Like last year when I first got here, like, I was coming in like, okay, I'm out of JUCO. Like, this could be my year. I can go to the league. I can do everything right. And when I got here, I had a fumbling problem. I kept fumbling the ball. I was fumbling practice like damn near every day. And I fumbled last year. I think I fumbled versus Vanderbilt, Kentucky. It was just a lot of little stuff. Like, so they was like, that coaching staff was just at the end of the day like, well, he can't hold the ball, so he can't play. So after they left that whole spring, I just remember like, okay, I'm just going to focus on my ball security. I know the game plays there. I just got to make sure I can just hold on to the rock. So once I did that, I just come out every day, day to day, just trying to grind.
And is that what led to that emphasis on ball security? If I'm remembering correctly, you even put together a presentation for Coach Hardesty, right? Talking about ball security. Tell us about that and how that came about.
Oh, I really put a presentation for it. Really, the whole offense group, like the whole group. I was just letting them know, like, I'm taking my time out to show y'all that I'm gonna focus on ball security. So that's just what I did.
Was it cut ups of what to do, what not to do?
Yeah, it was just telling them how to hold the ball when you're in traffic, the pressure points, all that, just equal claw, just all that good stuff.
Is coaching in your future at all too? Like, I mean, obviously the NFL is the next step, but is there any part of you that says I want to bring my energy to other players in the future as well?
Well, one day if it happened, like, I might look into it, but who knows?
Okay, I got you. So, let's talk about how this season has played out, man. I think we talked about it a little bit when we were talking about the Auburn game, but it seems like these last few weeks that y'all have started to gel together as far as the running game goes. It seems like you gave credit to your offensive linemen at the start. Seems like those guys are just having a lot more fun, man. Like they're out there going like first down and getting fired up. Eric Douglas is sort of maybe the leader of the group. I don't know. You can tell me, but what do you see from your offensive linemen in front of you, and how cool has it been to see them have success and have fun these last few weeks?
Just with that group alone, like they just came a long way because basically, it looked like we didn't have an offensive line. So day to day, them boys just come out there and practice, like to show them, they had a little chip on their shoulder, which is good. I'm just glad that they starting to pick it up. We just all trying to come together as an offense and make sure we can establish the run game. It's the SEC, so we're going to have to run the ball and stop the run. So that's just a big thing that we preach.
When you look, ZaQuandre, at Coach Beamer, he talks a lot about culture and love and things like that. And he always gives you guys as players credit for how hard y'all play and how you keep playing, whether it's in games that don't go so well, like A&M, Tennessee, or even games that are going well or are close. You guys continue playing into the fourth quarter. What do you attribute that to? Like, is the culture that he's created, the positivity, does that really help you
Yeah,
guys going through it?
it's definitely what he created. Beamer came in. He really can't like one thing I can say about Coach Beamer is like he's a real down to earth, humble guy. Like he wants to make sure like his players succeed in any type of way, shape, or form. So he just always tells us, we're gonna compete. We got to make sure we take care of our brothers, make sure we go out there and execute. And we just been behind him ever since he came. So because he just gave everybody a shot.
Yeah, what were you thinking when Beamer comes in? I mean, I gotta imagine first team meeting, you're kind of sitting there like, all right, what's this guy going to be all about? You're probably looking around at your teammates; they're wondering what he's going to be about.
Yeah.
How was that to kind of go through a transition? And I guess a lot of guys kind of had decisions to make. Do I want to look elsewhere? Do I want to stay here? What was that process like for you?
Well, it's crazy because this is my 5th year in college. Throughout my 5 years, I had 5 different head coaches, 5 different position coaches. So my first year was with Jimbo, second year with Willie Taggart, third year JUCO, fourth year Muschamp, next year Beamer. So at the end of the day, I just was looking at it like, I just got to give him a shot. I'm all in with him. I ain't got no choice. So, he just showed me like, okay, this is what a head coach, a bond feels like with a head coach. Like I actually go in the room and talk to him, and he invites you to his house. Like you can do anything with him.
So I don't know if this is the right time, and if it's not, that's cool. But you mentioned 5 years, 5 head coaches. Shane Beamer will be back next year at South Carolina.
Definitely.
Any chance of a 6th year for you? Are you thinking through that since you got a free year from COVID last year, like everybody else?
Well, first, like you say, I'll probably just go with this Clemson game, see how this game goes, and whatever God has for me, in the future, it is what it is. But if anything was to happen, but of course, I would come back for Coach Beamer, of course.
Good deal.
I mean, five in 5 years. That's got to be a record. I don't know if have any of your teammates been through the same thing.
Nah, not that I know of.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that can't be very common, man. Speaking of your teammates, I'm a little bit upset, ZaQuandre, that we have not gotten a second episode of the thing you did with Jaheim.
Oh,
what was it called? Jaheim and Hot Boy, or
when we went to the little golf course.
Yeah, we were promised we were gonna get a second episode. I'm hoping one day we get one, man. Because
oh no, they ain't never hit us up again about it, man. We was trying to keep something going, but hopefully they hit us back up.
Yeah, what's your relationship like with your teammates and specifically Jaheim? I know we had him on earlier a few weeks ago, and he just mentioned y'all's friendship and how tight you are. But what does it mean to have some guys like that that just kind of always have your back on your team?
Yeah, it's just like when I first got here last year. It's like I got here in August, so like we was just getting ready to start the season. So it's like I really didn't know these guys for that long as much as I did my other teammates. But at the end of the day, I always treat these boys like brothers. Like I'm always give respect when they give respect. So I just came in looking at it as like, these my brothers, these my teammates. I'm gonna have to go to war with these guys. We're gonna have to practice, go through hard times, good times with each other. So I just treat everybody the same.
So ZaQuandre, maybe Wes, we can hook up another episode through Garnet Trust. Who knows? Maybe that's.
We can do that.
ZaQuandre and Jaheim both now Garnet Trust alumni, so we'll see. So let's stick with that topic though. With the name, image, likeness stuff with NIL. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, is that something you've worried a lot about? Are you more of just play ball and we'll see what comes along? And what are your thoughts just in general on NIL and that whole like new era coming in college athletics?
Yeah, I'm more of a guy just like I just worry about the football and just see what happens on later with it. But once I start like getting into it more and looking at it and weighing my options, I'll be for sure getting into it more. But far as right now, like I don't really know too much about it. But once I start getting more information and get more wiser with it, I can do a lot with it.
Yeah, we would definitely appreciate Garnet Trust sponsoring this interview. Chris and I are involved as well. And what Garnet Trust is basically going to do is literally built to try and connect South Carolina fans and businesses to student athletes like ZaQuandre, like Jaheim, like really, and it's not just football. It's going to be for basketball, baseball, for men's athletics, women's athletics, and hopefully it's going to be something that can grow to where fans can directly support people like ZaQuandre and his teammates and really bring South Carolina into this new era that college athletics now has. By the way, if you're in the chat, a lot of people, I don't know if you've seen them. I've been popping some of them up here. A lot of people have been showing you some love on here. They're excited for you, man. They're excited for.
Oh, I didn't even see the comments. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, so there's been some comments here. If you're joining us and you're in the chat, you can throw a question in the chat, and we'll try to pick a couple of them before it's over, and let Z White answer your question. So, man, this game coming up is the regular season finale, Clemson. I know some people say rivalry is just another game, and that's probably what you have to preach in the locker room. But this will be the first Carolina Clemson game you've been a part of because they didn't have the game last year.
Yeah.
Have you gotten a feel living in this state for what the Clemson game means to like your fellow students on campus and like Gamecock fans?
Yeah, like a guy like Connor Shaw, he just tells us like just the meaning behind the game, just really the war of South Carolina. So I'm just glad to be a part of it.
I want to go back, kind of an NIL related question because it's something I think about a lot is just how much time you guys put in, right? Whether it's training, like eating right, lifting, practicing in school. Can you walk us through like how much time you guys spend on athletics in school just for people who may not realize how much football players put in time-wise?
Well, yeah, we'll start off day to day. I got to be in the building by 7:15, so I get up probably around about 6:15. From there, we're going to have meetings from 7:15 to about 9:30. We're going to practice from 10 to about 12. Then after that, I'm going to have my academic appointment. That'll probably be from 3 to 4. Then I'm going to have class. That's from, that's probably from 5 to 6. Then I still got workouts and meetings after that. So I'll probably be done like throughout the day, probably around about 8:39. But from the beginning of the day, I'm doing stuff. So, yeah, it's a real job.
Yeah. Did it take a while to get used to that, or were you just locked in from the beginning?
Nah, it took a while. That's what I'm saying. Just me being at Florida State, like being a little knucklehead. I just had to learn. I was one of the guys who had to learn the hard way. So, some people, had different roads and different bumps. So I just had to learn the hard way. I had to go through a struggle. I've been through a lot, and I'm just glad I'm here now. Now I get it. Like I get the whole point of it, the whole school part, the whole get up on a daily schedule, because everything we doing gonna have to happen in the real world. So if you have a job, you still got to be on the schedule. You still got to get up. So I'm just glad I got a shot to come to college.
Well, should we put ZaQuandre on the spot with some teammate superlative stuff?
Oh, you can put me on the spot, man. Go ahead, man.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Here it comes.
And I want to put him on the spot about his Thanksgiving plate. What's going on. So Thanksgiving's coming up. Be thinking about that, because to me, that's probably the most important question about this entire interview. You got to talk a little food, but go ahead, Chris. Put him on the spot a little bit.
All right. Which teammates? I'm gonna ask this in a backwards to make it more interesting. Which teammate could you not beat in a race? Who's beating you in a race? Just straight line.
Which teammate is beating me in the race?
Yep. You can say nobody.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little story. Xavier Leggett, we probably raced about right before the season, probably a month before the season. He beat me, but I was a little sore that day. That's the only guy that done beat me so far. Really, anybody else? I don't think so.
Nobody else. So you're saying Xavier might be like the fastest guy on the team?
I don't say he might be. I don't think he is. I feel like I'm the fastest, but I would say he's a guy that I would give my hat to.
Okay. Street fight. We're not endorsing street fights. All right, but if you got in one, and I'm always saying Clayton White, the defensive coordinator, he was kind of asked this question. He said the same thing. We're not going to endorse fighting, but here's who I would take. Who would you take if you had something going on and you needed a couple guys?
Who's going to be on your side is what
Who are
you're
they
asking.
going to be? Yeah. Who are you getting on your team?
I'm getting on my team. For one, Zach Pickens. Okay. That's a guy right there. Hey, man, I be messing with him in practice. He at my head. He might chase me around the whole field. Like he trying to come get me. You know what I mean? So I'll take a couple of my big guys. You know, Jabari Ellis, Zach Pickens, Devontae Davis, Keem Green. You know, I'm a little guy. You know, I kind of look big, but I'm a little guy compared to those type of guys. So if I got my D-line, O-line with me, we good to go.
Okay. That's a good strategy. There's no doubt about it.
I've got a question for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had probably my favorite comment so far. Somebody said, please teach Coach Beamer how to dance. So I want to know, first of all, what did you think of Coach Beamer's dance moves? Be careful. And also, who other than yourself is the best dancer on this team?
For one, Coach Beamer dance moves. Hey, I'm with my coach, man. If my coach want to dance, he want to hang out, hey, I'm all with him. In the second dance, it'd probably be Cam Smith.
Okay.
Good. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, Cam Smith get down now.
You not are you a dance, like what's your rating of, like a self scout on your dance ability? You all right?
I ain't really no dancer, but if my teammates get me hype, you know, I'll come in there and do what I gotta do. I'll give myself a 10 out of 10.
Sorry, go ahead, Z.
I just say I'll give myself 10 out of 10 anything.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
What was the locker room like Saturday after the game? Because the videos of everybody dancing, just having a blast, man. What was that locker room energy like after the game Saturday?
The locker room feeling, it just was it just felt great. You know, we just we always put in a lot of work in practice. Like, I'll be wrong to say we prepared differently for a different team. Like, we always prepare the same way. Like, you know, we're going to come out, practice, be physical. I would just say it was just, you know, just a lot of emotions. You know, we came off a win, Florida, came off Missouri. So, you know, we had up and downs. You know, you got the fans like, would they be good? We don't know. We might lose this game. You know, they just came off a loss. So, you know, we just trying to really just put the haters on our back and just show them, like, you know, we getting it together. Just keep working with us.
How is it, ZaQuandre, working with Coach Hardesty, you know, with his background, having played in the SEC and having played in the NFL as well? Like, what's your relationship there with him? And what have you been able to learn from him, from his own background as a running back?
I'll just say a coach like him, like, different players learn different ways. So, like, some players might learn like on the board. Some players might need to learn by example. You know what I'm saying? So he's a coach, like, any way you need to learn it, like, he can show you, like we was just working on, like, you know, blitz pickup and, you know, making sure we know the defense, and like he'll just explain it to you in a way like, okay, I get it. Like, okay, that makes sense. Like, okay, the safety over here, okay, that makes sense. Like, he just makes sure, like, he wants to make our game A1. Like, he wants to make sure I'm on the board. I know how to write up plays, blitzes, because he say, like, at the end of the day, when the NFL does happen, if it do happen for me, like, you're going to have to do that in front of the scouts and stuff.
Has he ever put his own highlights up there? I mean, he was pretty good back in the day, man.
Yeah, one time, I think it might have been maybe not Tennessee week, but probably like when they were just introducing coaches, like they just had played his highlights. They had played his, Mike P's, just different coaches that played football.
Who's the I think we asked Jaheim this, Wes. Which coach was still the best athlete, like who could still do some damage out there? Didn't Jaheim? I think we all landed on Mike P was probably the one, but it would have to be between him and Hardesty, right? What do you think?
It's definitely, I can't do my coach like that, so it's definitely between him and Coach P.
You're right.
Yeah,
those are two of the younger guys too, man.
Yeah. Coach Hardesty is actually one of my brother's age. So
okay,
crazy.
Okay. Yeah. He ran for Chris. You remember he ran for like 150 yards against South Carolina one time.
Yeah,
I think back in the day. He had a spin move on him. But okay, yeah. My Thanksgiving question. What what are you going to pile on this plate on Thursday? I'm guessing. Are y'all going to have Thanksgiving as a team? How does that work? You got a Clemson game Saturday. How's this work?
Yeah.
What's
So
your
I
favorite
think the
thing
day
on the plate?
before Thanksgiving, we have a little Thanksgiving team dinner. Then after that, like if players live close, you can take off, but you got to be home. You got to be back the next day. So like if people who live close, they can come. But everybody go to. Everybody want the cake, the beans. Long as I have a good amount of macaroni, I'll be good throughout the whole day.
Okay. So
Day.
macaroni and cheese. So that's your main thing.
Mac and cheese. It's like if mac and cheese is like the signature of Thanksgiving. Like if you ain't got no good mac and cheese, like I don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean?
I'm with you on that.
I'm definitely with you, man.
Like I don't know. People make different type of beans. You got black baked beans, black beans. Long as that macaroni's good, we good.
Can you make your own mac and cheese?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
I do like
4th of July. I had actually cooked for my teammates.
What all did you make? I know y'all have like the
I had like macaroni. I made baked beans, potato salad, chicken. That was about it. I bought some Hawaiian rolls. So
God, you hitting them.
Those are good though. Those Hawaiian rolls they'll top it off.
With the carbs though. That's a carb overload right there, man.
Yeah. I had the big boys over eating good.
Yeah, they need the carbs for sure.
Yes,
what about Wes? What about the cranberry sauce, man? You gonna go there?
Oh yeah, cranberry sauce, yay or nay?
That's like my grandmother thing. She used to do that, but I ain't really too much a fan of that.
Oh man,
nah,
they give me hell because I like the cranberry sauce, but
it ain't nothing wrong with it. Like I done did it. Like I said, I done grew up doing it. Like, but now I'm older. I ain't going for it.
I got you. I respect it. I respect it. Hey, but so where does Hot Boy come from? Somebody was asking earlier. Where's the nickname come from?
The nickname Hot Boy came from, I ain't gonna go too much in detail with it, but I think like my 10th grade year, 9th grade year, one of my homeboys just called me Hot Boy.
Okay. And it just stuck?
Boom, it just stuck. And now it's global, worldwide.
It's worldwide.
Shout out to Macario Stanley and Lucius Stanley, man.
But some people, it's just hot, right? Like that's acceptable.
Yeah, hot boy. Hey, people twist my name all up, man.
All right, last one I got, ZaQuandre, for you is, since the Clemson game is coming up, I know we'll be talking about it all week. Y'all be preparing all week, but kind of tell us a little bit about some points of emphasis for you, like in your own preparation as a team, just going throughout this week, what you really, without getting into game plan stuff, what you're putting in on.
Me personally, I probably just make sure I just work up on my blitzes and just make sure I'm keyed in to, the linebackers. Clemson, they bring a lot of pressure. So I just want to make sure I'm keyed in to my assignment. I feel like my running ability will always be there. So long as I just make sure my team's ready to go, my offensive lineman's pumped up, I got JB quarterback, he's all good to go, we should be good. I know my defense is going to do their thing, so we should be ready.
How has that been, watching JB sort of get comfortable and make some plays out there, man, and kind of take over as the quarterback?
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for JB because he's kind of like a guy like me, just waiting his turn, just been there, like, transfer. He's just, he's just a guy that just wanted a shot, when his opportunity presented itself, he took off with it.
All right, somebody said, I guess you might know what this means. They said, ask him about his equipment manager. Says he's tuned in.
What's up, my boy? What's up? I see you.
Okay, shout out Andrew, the equipment manager
Andrew.
there.
Shout out Andrew.
So here's my final question. On the 4th down that you scored on, when you catch that ball over the middle, do you know in your head this is a touch? At what point did you know I'm scoring on this play on the 4th down touchdown catch and run Saturday?
As soon as like, not even like, I can't just sit here and be like, I had the vision to where I seen the linebacker not there. It's just once I caught it and I turned my head and like I seen like throughout my peripheral vision, like it's too much space. Like I got enough space to get there.
And then the place goes
insane. It was a wrap.
Goes nuts. Awesome, man. Chris, you got anything else?
I was gonna say the only thing I was gonna say, just follow up on that. I think Nick Muse might have spotted it first. You see Nick had his hand up about as soon as the
Yeah. I seen the play. He already knew. He already knew what was up. He good.
Yeah,
It's a
he
bad
called
angle.
it, man.
If it's a bad angle, it's over with.
Yeah, no doubt. ZaQuandre, man, we really appreciate the time. This has been fun. We appreciate you taking the time to join us and sharing some of your story and chatting with us and letting the fans get a better feel for you as a person and as a player. I think the fans enjoyed hearing a little bit of insight, man. So good luck the rest of the way. We'll certainly, of course, be following along and enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right, appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me, Go Gamecocks.
Yep, there it is. That's ZaQuandre White. Again, this interview is brought to you by the Garnet Trust. Go check them out, GarnetTrust.com if you're a Gamecock fan and you want to give. If you're a Gamecock business and you want to support people like ZaQuandre, all you got to do is go to GarnetTrust.com. We'll get you connected. We'll get you hooked up. Really, it could be anybody. If you're a restaurant and you like watching Z White run the football, you can be like, hey, I want to throw Z White a deal. It is completely legal now to do that. So GarnetTrust.com is a way to connect people like ZaQuandre playing football with your business. So go check it out, GarnetTrust.com. Again, we appreciate Z. For Chris, I'm Wes. We'll talk to you soon.